At Home with Lucas here. So today we're going to talk about Xfinity routers and routers in general, and we're going to talk about how you can get these things to peak performance. Now you may think I have to do some settings tweaks, I have to do some other crap like that. No, you have to do something very, very simple and very smart. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining that in depth. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use a smart outlet. Yes, people, these are little plugs that you plug into your existing outlet and you turn it into a smart plug or a smart outlet. And that way, when you plug in your router, you're going to be able to set a schedule which will turn it on and off so that your router gets reset every night or every week. And that way your router is performing at peak performance. Now you're probably wondering, how do you turn it back on because it is a smart outlet which needs Wi-Fi? In this video, I'm going to be explaining all that and more. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Okay, what you're going to need for this is a smart plug. This is one by Amazon right here. You can get pretty much any of the smart plugs out there. You just have to make sure they have the ability to do a schedule and have to make sure they have the ability to store that schedule in said device. So I'm going to put a link down below of the devices that will work with this. This is just one I have laying around. The one I'm using for this video is an Aki smart switch, and that one works 100%. I just literally set the schedule and away it goes. So all you're going to do is plug your router into the smart plug or smart outlet, whatever you want to call it, then plug this directly into your wall right by your router and you are good to go. You go into the settings, which we're going to do next, and you get it all set up. So let's jump into that. Open up the app that you downloaded with your smart device. So mine is called Smart Life. That's what activates and uses all the functionality of my smart outlet. I already made a name and a setup for it, so I called it router. If you go into your timer, so you're going to have to find timer. Some of the smart outlets do not actually have this. If you don't have it, it's not going to work. So what you want to do is go into your timer and you want to have your off. So I set my off for 4 a.m. because I'm never up at 4 a.m. and nothing is really going to be disturbed at 4 a.m. So going to turn it off right there and then turn it back on 1 minute later. You can set it for 5 minutes, you can set it for 10 minutes. I'm going to run mine at 1 minute because I have security cameras and stuff, so that's going to mean they're going to go back on roughly 5 minutes after this whole thing has taken place. So I'll lose about 6 minutes of security in my house. Not a big deal, I'm not worried about that. And then you want to set up your day of the week. So mine cannot do monthly, it can only do weekly. So some of these you may be able to get them to where they do it once a month. Mine is going to do it every week as long as I keep it running. You can of course turn on notifications, set notes on mine, and that is basically it. Now what's going to happen is your router is actually going to turn off. It's going to lose connection to Wi-Fi, but it will then turn itself back on because it has the schedule built into the actual little device. Not all of the smart outlets are created the same, so you need to test this by plugging it into the wall, setting it to turn off and turn back on 5 minutes after you do it, and see if it actually will turn itself back on. Some of them will not. They can only work off of Wi-Fi, so that's the crucial part of this whole thing. Okay, one thing to take note of is you will not be able to remotely turn this off and turn it back on. So that's the one clincher about this whole thing, is this thing on a schedule is going to turn off and turn back on because it's scheduled and it's saved into the timer and the time inside of this device, and it doesn't need Wi-Fi for that. But if you do turn this off remotely through the app on accident, you're going to be in trouble because you won't be able to turn it back on because it does not have that ability to turn itself back on without Wi-Fi. So scheduling, it'll work perfectly. You're going to be able to get your router reset and back up and running within a minute or 5 minutes or however long you want it to stay off for. But do not accidentally turn it off remotely because then you'll have to have someone come and turn it back on. So that's the only thing that you're gonna have to really pay attention to is that you don't do that. But yeah, scheduling, this is gonna work great. Okay, you may have watched so far and said, I'm not sure why I'm doing this or why I should be doing this. One of the main reasons is these routers, especially from T-Mobile, AT&T, Xfinity, whatever it may be, they're going to get over-the-air updates without you knowing it. So they'll get little updates, firmware updates along the way. It may come weekly, it may come monthly, it may come yearly. There's no rhyme or reason to it. They're not going to tell you that you got an update. It's just simply going to be updated, and you're going to have possible little bugs that need to be fixed by turning off your router and turning back on. Now, we all know that is such a pain. That's why I'm telling you to do it at night when you're asleep. That way, when you wake up, your router is fresh and ready to go. These things are a 24/7 device. We need them more nowadays than we've ever needed them before. So this little hack is going to give you a performance boost. It's going to give you a peace of mind knowing that your router is running at optimal performance, and that is amazing, and that's something that we should all be doing. And I wish that these routers would have their own ability to turn off on a schedule. Maybe that'll come in the future. They'll figure out a way to put that in so these things can restart and turn back on their own to give you the best performance.
All right, there you go. That's the router smart plug, smart outlet hack. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely click that like button. And if you want to join the Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos. It's because of you guys I surpassed 6K. Yes, people, on my way to 7K, but I need your help. Yes, you right there. Tell your friends, tell your family, this guy's on YouTube. They should go subscribe and watch my channel. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.